Breaking news.
Drama! Yes, drama when it comes to Manchester United.
It's all kicking off.
Man United won't break the bank for him. And if Man United won't break the bank for him, they've got other targets.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to United View. Hope everyone is doing very well. Welcome back to another edition of the Transfer View. We are here. I am here. Flex will be here very shortly. That's why we were a little bit late, because Flex is running a little bit behind schedule. So I am here, and we're going to be talking some late transfer panic, perhaps, some twitchiness, some nervousness amongst the hierarchy at Manchester United. Why? Because they see an opportunity. They see an opportunity on the horizon. They see Champions League football on the horizon. They see a league that can't really figure out who it wants to be the best this season. They see a league where you go, well, actually, the last two games, Michael Carrick's Manchester United has beaten the top two teams in the league. They've beaten prior champions in Manchester City, who have dominated for the last sort of decade. You've defeated Arsenal, who are champions-elect almost, but you never know with them, certainly, when it comes to the bottling and the crying that's been in the aftermath of that victory at the Emirates for Manchester United. So given the fact that we've just beat the two best teams in the league, and given there's only a couple of days left in the January transfer window, do the hierarchy at Manchester United go, actually, if we don't get someone, are we shooting ourselves in the foot? Are we costing ourselves Champions League football? Could that extra player in, even if it is just a loan, let's say it's a light midfield loan move, is that enough just to get us over the line and get us Champions League football, and then pave the way for a big summer of spending when it comes to revamping the midfield, possibly getting a left winger in a new 4-2-3-1 system, possibly getting defensive options as well, but you need that Champions League to do it first to really spend the money and really attract the big names. So do you have to spend more in the future? That's what we're going to be talking about this morning. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe to United View if you are new. I can see people in the chat. Javed says, hiya, Owen. If you know, you know. Jeremy's in there, says, morning, UV family. Jay Blackman says, it's a solo Owen show. It's not. It's not. Flex will be here very shortly. It is. Flex said he was running a bit late, and I said, well, I'm going to go live. I'm going to go live because the UV community demands it. They must have it. Yes. And speaking of must-haves, when you think about things that you need, things that you really need to get your fitness and health goals on track. You know, we're towards the end of January. A lot of people are talking about the January transfer window closing. A lot of people will be looking at their New Year's resolutions that they made 28 days ago, maybe even longer, and say, you know what? I haven't really stuck to that yet. I haven't really hit that the way that I wanted to. I haven't really knocked that one out the park the way I wanted to. You know what I would say, though? I would say it's never too late. It's never too late. There's always time. Today is the perfect time to start. Not tomorrow, not yesterday, today. And by today, I mean get optimized today. How can you do that, Owen? Well, it's funny you ask.
Today's video is sponsored by our friends at Oxford Natural and their all-new natural supplement, Optimum Day and Night. Thousands across the UK, USA and beyond are smashing their health goals with Oxford Natural. Optimum Day gives you steady energy, curbs your cravings and keeps your metabolism firing all day. Optimum Night helps you relax, get restorative sleep, recover and keep burning fat while you rest. It's not a magic pill, but it will help you reach your health goals. Check out some of the incredible results. Two of our own, Owen, lost over 100 pounds in 10 months and KG dropped 30 pounds in 4 months. In 8 months, football legend Michael Owen lost 35 pounds and Robbie from AFTV, Don Robbie, lost over 80 pounds. And in 6 months, Anita, an award-winning immigration lawyer, lost 44 pounds. And Linda, a law firm executive, lost over 50 pounds. No gimmicks, no needles, just results. Oxford Natural, let's get to work.
Yes, let's get to work indeed. As always, if you scan that QR code right there, you can get up to 70% off your first order. You can subscribe. You can get your Optimum Day, which is good for your weight loss goals. You can get your Optimum Night, which is good for your restorative sleep. Oh, I didn't get my restorative sleep last night. Yes, I was up late with little Asher. She's got sore ears. She was shaking her head and scratching all night. So I tell you what, I need some Optimum Night. Certainly I do, to get that restorative sleep. You can get them individually or combined, any which way you please. As always, all the information is in the video description below. You can click the link. You go to the landing page. It's got case study stories. You find out really what you're getting yourself into. So you can get Optimized today. Yes, all together, folks. Optimized today. Big up to Terence for the first super chat of the morning. Says, read a report that Cunha might get a ban for saying effing after scoring. Yes, I think there was a bit of confusion about what he said. I think he said it's the effing biggest, I think, in reference to Manchester United. I think he actually confirmed that on his socials. So it's okay to have betting adverts, but no profanity. Think of the children. I remember several years ago when Wayne Rooney got a suspension. He scored against West Ham and he shouted some swear words in the camera and he got banned. You know what I mean? It's just a kind of word, isn't it? You know what I mean? Yeah, he probably shouldn't have said it, but he just scored the winner at the Emirates for Manchester United away from home, where you haven't won in like forever. So, you know, just maybe a little bit of a, hey, don't do that next time. Maybe a fine. You know, something like that. But there's no need for suspensions or anything like that, I don't think. And speaking of super chats as well, I've done a bit of a madness. I can see Flex is in waiting, so I'll say it before he comes up here, because I might get in trouble for it. Right? The other day, we did text to speech, and it was on yellow super chats, $9.99. I maybe have moved the goalpost this morning to green super chats. Green super chats and ups. There will be text to speech this morning. So, you know, we might have a show that's just completely interrupted by them constantly. That's up to you. That's up to you. That's up to you what you want to do. You know, if you want to take this show hostage this morning, I'm giving the power to you before Flex comes in. Once I lock it in, I don't care what he says. It's done, right? So that's all I'm saying, okay? This, greens, you'll get text to speech. And if there are any funny business, I'll just take it out straight away. Yeah, I'll just take it out straight away because I've got those powers. So, yes. Right, let's go to the news this morning. Let's go to some transfer twitchiness. We can bring it up there. And whilst I'm doing that, I can bring in Fleckington. Actually, I can swap you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, nice.
Yes, because that's the little text-to-speech box. That's the, you know, if you...
Oh, is that where it's going to come up?
Believe.
Oh, you've moved it to there, because before it was just...
$45. This is a test super chat message.
Yeah, that's basically what will happen. So
okay.
Just so people know. Just so people know. But good morning, Flex. How you doing?
Morning, top of the morning to everybody. Everybody. Sorry for a few minutes late there, but big up to everybody. You know what I'm saying? I knew Owen was there.
Yeah.
You know, hold down the fort.
Yeah, well, you know, It's just Roy Keane said it's just my job. Just my job, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah. Just doing my job. Just doing my job.
But I do think you should have this job on a permanent though, so that is different to rookie.
Thanks, mate. Thanks, mate. I appreciate that. You know what I mean? Appreciate that.
It's not a trial run. You know what I mean?
Yeah, thanks. Well, no, Michael Carrick, he's not interim, is he? You know what I mean? He's
not
interim.
No.
You know what I mean? So
but I think you should have this longer than just to the end of the season. So.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah.
We appreciate that. Appreciate your help. Matt says, testing, 1, 2. Now, this is the interesting thing, Matt. When I say green supers, currency. I don't know how it works with the currency. That's the thing. I don't know how it works with the currency. Because I don't know what is ZAR. ZAR currency. That is South African rand.
Right. So maybe. Well, what was the Terence Pace? Did Terence Pace's one work?
No, because I didn't have it switched on then.
You didn't have it switched on then. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so,
big up, Mac.
Yeah.
I think there's obviously the conversion rate. You got to take that into
you know what I mean.
Consideration.
But
big up to yourself, bro. Big up to yourself. We still see you, and you will be heard, bro. You will be heard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, I can maybe change the currency conversion. I can maybe try and. I'll just click that. Let's see what happens. We're just trialing things this morning.
There you go. Trial and error, mate.
Yeah, trial and error. But yes, when it comes to this twitchiness, when it comes to the transfer window, this came from Nathan Salt yesterday from the Mail, saying sources at Manchester United are increasingly twitchy about the prospect of not making a move for a midfielder in this transfer window and it going on to cost them Champions League football, a scenario that nobody behind the scenes is willing to contemplate right now. While all the noises at Old Trafford, things could be very quiet. Nobody wants to go as far as ruling anything out. As one source put it, a stopgap midfielder on loan until the summer could be something that moves very, very late. This could be a bit of a deadline last-minute thing. Now, Manchester United head of negotiation, Matt Hargreaves, and has numerous meetings throughout January on the feasibility of a short-term midfield option. João Gomes, Tyler Adams, Wilfred Ndidi, and Ruben Neves have all come up in conversation. Felix Nemecha, is how you say that, is another name that was floated by a well-connected German source. So,
Nemecha, don't he play for Leeds? Nemecha. That's the striker, isn't it? Oh, no. But Nemecha. Is that a different Nemecha? Scholars, let me know. There's a Nemecha that plays for Leeds. Is it the same? He's a striker. Nemecha.
Felix.
Leeds. Oh, no. Lucas Nemecha plays for Leeds. It is Nemecha, though. But maybe that's his brother or
Borussia Dortmund.
Right. Okay. He's a midfielder. Oh, it's his brother. Yes. Oh, there you go. There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
You're always learning. Always learning.
There you go. I literally thought I was like, Nemecha. He plays for Leeds. Right. Okay. I didn't know that he had a brother. Okay.
Yeah. It's like I can't remember their names, but there was a content creator on socials that was on after the Man United, after we beat Arsenal, and I think she's an Arsenal fan, and she was sort of said about Ahmad popping back at these Arsenal fans, which I thought was hilarious. And then social media, being what social media is, tried to do the gotcha of they posted her wearing like a Liverpool jacket and whatever, and went, fake fan, don't even support Arsenal, supports Liverpool. So twin sister. They're both content creators.
Oh wow.
Didn't even bother to do maybe the 5 seconds of research that maybe would have taken. You know what I mean? To find out that got a twin sister, that's a Liverpool fan, all that kind of stuff. Just didn't even bother. You know what I mean? But yes, Flex, we could be going for a midfielder. Maybe there's a bit of twitchiness, with everything on the horizon in January. Bring Flex back in. Do you think we're going to get anyone late? Now that it's almost. Do you know what? It's funny, isn't it? Because you do well, like we have, and then you go, actually, tell you what, we need a midfielder because we really need to kick on. We could kick on. We could do something here. You do badly. You go, we really need a midfielder here because we need to get more into the squad. So either way, you still come up to the same destination, do you not?
Yeah, the need is there. Like, do I think we'll get something late? Maybe a little bit more than I used to think. Like there's a lot of little reports that are like, we're just not completely closing the door. You're seeing a lot of reports pushing more towards really short-term loan, just to the end of the season, just a number, might not even be a starter, just in case there's a problem. Because I said with the Dorgu thing, I didn't want us to necessarily panic and think everything's over. I'm not. If there was a left winger that you could get or an attacker that you could get that could add something, because you let Xerxes go. Like if you did a like for Xerxes, and that player happened to be a winger, not like for like in terms of position, but a player for player, one in, one out. Because Xerxes just never going to play, and it's like we may as well let him go Roma, last minute loan to the end of the season with an option, and then we got said player, another attacker till the end of the season or something. I'm not against it. What I'm against is going, Dorgu's injured. Let's try and find money, big money to just buy this left wing. Like, we don't need to do that. We've, since Carrot's been here, he's played 2 more games in that same tally of games where we've only got 1 a week. You know what I mean? There's 2 games chalked off that already. And it's like, it's a massive miss. It's a hurtful miss, but we've got enough within the squad, left winger wise, between Cunha, Ahmad and Mbumo. I know they're starters in different positions, but, Mason Mount, you can shuffle the deck, I believe, to get through a Dorgu injury. The midfield is interesting because obviously there's no point talking about we need to start like the Elliot Anderson, Belabor, Water. Like we know that, and they're not coming now. And I look at the midfield and I go, 1 game a week, the midfield is sorted with who we've got, i.e. the starters. So you go, Kobe and Casemiro are locked in, really. Wouldn't drop Kobe at the minute. He's starting to get going. So you don't really want to you wouldn't say right now, let's buy Ruben Neves and drop Kobe to the bench. And you wouldn't necessarily say, let's get Ruben Neves on loan or Tyler Adams or Ndidi. You wouldn't say, let's get Tyler Adams and let's drop Casemiro. You wouldn't say that. But what if one of them gets injured? And that's where you go. If Kobe got injured tomorrow, you'd have to bring in Ugarte. You're weaker. If Casemiro got injured tomorrow, you'd have to go Kobe and Ugarte. You don't really want to have to be in that position if you don't have to be. So if you could get Ruben Neves, good problem to have. Mix it up a little bit when you make changes in midfield, bit of quality. even in Ndidi to the end of the season, he's no long-term answer or anything. Obviously, KG was banging the Nigeria drum of, listen, I'm telling you. And Bassi as well. He was like, yeah, you know.
Yeah, he was the Bassi one.
Yeah, the Bassi one he was really going for. But I'm not silly, you know, even Tyler Adams, like, I don't rate him like that. But if you're talking about 4 months as like a body in case someone gets injured. Like if Tyler Adams was just sitting on our bench now, just as backup in case something happened. All right, cool. He could run around a little bit. But it's not like it's an absolute monumental failure if we don't bring in Tyler Adams. Like, do you know what I mean? But I'm not against having someone there as the backup just in case. Because really, it should be copying thing to the end of the season. No need to change it, really.
Yeah, well, it's amazing what results can do for you, isn't it? Because we go from, you know, not winning games, dropping points and having a few people missing. And it's like, this squad is empty. Let's look at the gaps in this squad that we need. We need to bring players in. You beat the 2 best teams in the league, and then suddenly you look at your squad and go, maybe we don't need anyone until the 7th. Maybe we just wait, because we did when that team news came out at the Emirates on Sunday. The team largely picked itself, particularly after the City result. And then you look towards the bench, and for the first time in several weeks, we did actually look towards the bench and go, it's a pretty full bench, isn't it? You've got quite a few options coming off that bench. And we still didn't have Xerxes on it, did we? You know, so we still had people to come into
was Xerxes not even on the bench the other day?
I don't think Xerxes was on. I don't think Xerxes was on. Was he on the bench? I don't think he was.
Did I not see him celebrating with the boys afterwards? Or was he just there but not named on the bench? I thought he was.
No, wasn't on the bench.
Shit.
Wasn't on the bench. So you've still got.
We don't even know of any injury to him or anything, do we?
You still got Xerxes. I think they said he was injured during the last game, and then there was like, he might have played his last game for United, blah blah blah. But it still looks like the Roma thing's not happening. So you still got Xerxes to maybe come back onto the bench. Of course, you still got De Ligt, hopefully to come back from his back injury. So there's still players to come back into the squad. So there could be this argument of, look, literally, we know that we've got, how many games is it left of this whole season? 16, 15 games, something like that. Not many. And you go, well, with that, maybe, like you said, if you're going to, let's say you bring in Tyler Adams on loan, what does that really do for United? Does it do anything? It's literally just an extra body to have on the bench just in case. And I think maybe that's where the twitchiness comes, is it's knowing that, well, anyone could get injured at any point. And if this person gets injured, what do we have as a backup? But that's really no different to, you know, January transfer window thinking anyway, isn't it? You know, we saw it a few years ago with Christian Eriksen. Christian Eriksen got injured, and it's like, damn, we need a midfielder, go get Sabitzer. So you're always like one injury away from having to sort of scramble anyway. So I think maybe that's what they're thinking about. But I'm kind of with you, where I do look at those names that were being linked to. If we go back to them, these ones, and I sort of go, you know, maybe
I like João Gomez. He's all right.
Yeah, like, you know, well, someone like Ruben Neves, great, you know, but I don't think that'd be a loan that would happen. The other ones, Ndidi, Tyler Adams, I sort of go, you know, not that you'd be looking to bring those players in to contribute, you know, straight into the starting lineup, but it's just kind of, you look towards the bench of what we've got. You go, brought on Mason. We've got Mason Mount on the bench. You know, we've got, like I said, Cunha's been on the bench, and you got Ugarte, and the squad depth. I agree, ZM. The squad depth is trash, but also we don't have a lot of games. So I don't.
It's actually fit for purpose. It's fit for purpose for what we need.
All of these names there. I mean, I know that Nathan Stock said, they've had numerous meetings about it, but all of those names, like their agents trying to push them towards United, as opposed to United, you know, going towards the agent. You kind of feel like, so you never know. I mean, maybe the twitchiness comes from when the next game was it Fulham? By the time Fulham comes around, the window would have shut, right? When does the window shut?
Yes, it's actually on the 2nd, so it shuts the day after.
All right, Monday, so they would have. So maybe this is what they mean by it could be like a really late one, because they're effectively going to wait to see what happens in that Fulham game at the weekend. What's the status of our squad coming out of that? Do we have any injuries? Are there any concerns about? Because, like I said about results, let's say we lose against Fulham at the weekend, right? Heaven forbid that happens, but you never know with Man United. You could lose, and then suddenly, once again, it's, I tell you what, we need to get some players in. We need to get some players in between now and the end. So I reckon they might be waiting until the weekend just to see where the lay of the land is. You know, maybe keep some irons hot in the fire, as it were, until then. But I do think, like I said in the intro, I do think there maybe is this idea of you're going to have to spend money to make a bit of money here, in that if they get to the end of the season and they go, should have got someone in January that could have got us Champions League football, that can radically change the summer transfer plans. You know, we're talking about Elliot Anderson and Adam Wharton or Baleba or whoever it may be. Getting them is so much easier with Champions League football. Without
100%.
Champions League football, as we saw last summer, it might be impossible to get them. So do United go, let's spend a little bit of money now to ensure we can go get them in the summer, basically, because they're critical to the next phase of whatever this rebuild is. So, yeah, I can understand why there's twitchiness.
Yeah, and I think, and look, we're in a position where,
you know, it's self-enforced, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
but fans are twitchy as well because we all want to get European football, Champions League football, and you want the best chance of doing it. And then you see Dorgu go down like that, 10 weeks, bang, just like that. Everything's great. He's just gone for 10 weeks. Like that could be
shows
Kobe.
what can happen.
That could be Casemiro. Exactly. Yeah, it shows what could happen. So it's like, are we prepared in that area if that was to happen? And you go, well, technically no. Like if we listen, I don't want to put things out there, but if something happened against Fulham, if something happened against Fulham, to a central midfielder, Casemiro or Kobe, are we prepared for that? Probably not, because you're prepared for it by Ugarte would have to be the guy to come in. Then you go, right, what does that look like for our Champions League aspirations? Do you know what I mean? Then you're looking at other things. Well, I'll tell you what, don't really want to do it, but Bruno's got to go back there now next to Casemiro. Kobe's picked up a calf injury, or we don't want to play Ugarte there. We'll just put Bruno and Casemiro there for a bit. Then we'll go, I don't know, Mason Mount in the 10 or something. I don't know, but there's jigsaw pieces that can be moved around within 13 to 14 games. But also, I don't think we should not micromanage, but like look at everything to the hyper-focus. Hyper-focus is the term I was looking for. We shouldn't hyper-focus because you do that, and it's football, isn't it? Like, obviously, you need to build a squad that can cope with demands. That's just the default thing. You want 2 players for every position.
Yeah.
Then sometimes you even want 3 players per position when you really start getting into properly challenging 50, 60 games a season, yeah? But you do have to put things into a little bit of context, probability and stuff like that, and be like, all right, cool. Like, even more flex. Invisible said, even more flex. What happens after 65, 70 minutes when a central midfielder is tired or on a yellow? We need a player. Yeah, and like Ugarte can come off 15 minutes. You got to mix it up with what you got. Like, we're acting like basically, I know, like, I've cussed Ugarte and he needs to go. He's not good enough. But it's like, can you come on for 15 minutes and see this up? We're saying, like, anytime he comes on the pitch, that means we're going to drop all the points and we're going to lose. Like, it doesn't mean that.
Someone said it in the chat. They said, we're 2 injuries away from disaster. The only thing I would push back to that is I think a lot of teams are. I don't think Man United are, you know what I mean? Depending on who the injury is too, most teams are an injury or 2 away from disaster. You know what I mean? Like, you think of Arsenal's best players, if they got injured, I mean, they had a lot of injuries this season. They got their players back and they're complaining about injuries. That's why they lost against us, even though they don't have, as many injuries they had earlier on. Look at City last season. They got Rodri, injured, and they blame that for their season collapsing. And actually, he's never really recovered from it, right? To your point, you look at the bench we had at the weekend, right? You had Mazraoui, Cunha, Šeško, Bayindir, Mount, Lacia, Yoro, Ugarte, Heaven. Let's say one of the players gets injured or is tired, then you are looking at, well, Mason Mount might come on, Ugarte might come on. Bruno can drop back into deeper position in midfield. And when they look at that,
like, well,
there you go. Okay, and Brian Mbeumo gets injured, they go, right, and then Šeško will come in. Or what if like Patrick Dorgu's injured, right? Well, then Cunha will come in. So I do think, and then we still got, like I said, Xerxes still to come back on the bench, Delicts to come back on the bench. So I think, given the fact of the little amount of football we're playing, if we were still in even any cup competition, I would go fair, because we're going to have a couple of game weeks where we're playing a few times a week. But we've only got the league, and I'd like you said, I just look at some of those names and I go, like, TV through this, Toby Collier's back, and really
Did he go on loan again though?
Didn't he go to Hull actually? Didn't he go to Hull? Yeah, I think he went to Hull.
He went back
but
out.
The point, well, point is use some of the academy players, right? Use some of these kind of. I just look at some of those names that were being linked to and sort of go, you're getting them for the bench. Like, there's a possibility then they might play like maybe one game or a couple of games.
Does it help the group? Is it advantageous to the group? Like, is the group better? Because also like the feeling that if you've got a guy in there who thinks he's coming to play and he's just sitting there not playing, what's his mentality like? Is he negative on the group? Is he a spare part? Like, you have to think about all these things, and there has to be also some onus on like, deal with it, man. Like, you're not going to get everything you want. It's like that thing where when the managers are losing all the games. When managers like, we did it with Ruben, didn't we? He's losing all the games. Well, he doesn't have this player. He doesn't have that player. And we go, very rarely, unless you've been in the job a long time, do you have everything you want, especially within the first year of what you're doing. You have to just, if you're a good manager, if you're a good coach, you find a way. Do you know what I mean? You find a way. Just like Michael Carrick's got to find a way without Patrick Dorgu for the best part of maybe a couple of months. Now, I'm not saying leave yourself short on purpose. I'm not saying Ineos are great and it doesn't matter anymore. And, if there's somebody, I'm saying if there's somebody where the loan makes sense, by all means do it. By all means,
I was just about to say that.
If totally against us having a loan, that just has to make sense.
Like, if an option became, let's say like someone like Sabitzer several years ago, like if that became an option, then do it. You know what I mean?
If you get Ruben Neves, do it.
Do it. If you can get Ruben Neves on loan, do it. You know what I mean? But someone that really is, that we know is not actually good enough.
Yeah.
Why is there any?
What's the point?
Really, sort of signing them.
Exactly.
Like, we signed Wout Weghorst on loan because we had literally no other options. You know what I mean? We were running out of options. Ronaldo, we played Cristiano Ronaldo with Wout Weghorst. Yeah. Eric Ten Hag still managed to win a trophy and finish third, which is unbelievable.
Yeah.
But that was desperation settings. I don't think we're there just yet of like desperation settings. We're not there just yet. Now, that might change.
We're not bare bones because we got one game a week. If we had Europa League, FA Cup, we should still be in the FA Cup because the second round, fourth, but second for us. Yeah. We should technically still be in that. Carabao Cup, you'd be doing well to still be in it now because it's semi-final stage. And Europa League, we should definitely be in, essentially, if everything was how it was meant to be, because you're just getting out of the league phase, so you should still be in it. So you don't know, you're getting into the crunch time. So there's a lot to play for. Do you know what I'm saying? I just think with the like you said, it's one game a week, to be fair, like Oba says there. It's like, just deal with the one game a week. You've got 6, 7, sometimes 8 days to prepare for games. Just deal with it.
And
man.
This also isn't to say that it lets Ineos off, because I don't want it to be like, oh, right, so, just Ineos, so they don't have to do any work in January, or, those people don't have to do any work in January. Because, look, like I said, if an option came up that genuinely made sense, that was a good signing, you go, that's a good signing, then do it. Absolutely do it. In the same way that, I've seen some sort of attempts to praise Ineos because we have won these like 2 games. Like I saw the sort of narrative being spun off. Well, look, Man United won the last 2 games. Ineos, they made the right decision there. Good for them. And you still want to go, whoa.
Yeah. They've stumbled in Carrick, and Carrick's done well.
I am not going to overpraise a decision of 2 weeks of probably 2 of the best weeks that we've had in like 2 years, when they've put us through those 2 years. You know what I mean? I use the analogy of like, you've got a child, they always never go to school, right? They just always what they used to call it, bunking off. They're always bunking off, not doing anything. And then they go in for 2 days, and then you go and they go, I tell you what, I deserve like a gold star. You go, well, no, I like it, but you still put me through all of this shit. There's a way, you know what I mean? There's a way to go. When it comes to like some of the recruitment, we've seen it. Certainly, I think this past summer's recruitment with, Mbumo, Cunha, hopefully Šeško, Senna-Lomans, that's clearly the best transfer window we've had in a long, long time, isn't it? You're looking at already those names starting to deliver. I saw a stat this morning. I can actually probably get it up on the screen regarding Senna-Lomans. And this isn't all his impact, but I think it just goes to show the difference having a competent goalkeeper can make. Man United have lost 2 Premier League games since Senna-Lomans made his debut.
Crazy, isn't it?
2. And he hasn't kept many clean sheets because we leak goals.
No, he hasn't.
You know what I mean? We leak goals. But just having a bit more of a calming presence, just having someone that's competent with making some of the saves. He's not perfect by any stretch.
We spoke about it last night.
A way to go, you know, and his kicking definitely needs to improve on his kicking. But thank goodness, like a goalkeeper's priority isn't kicking anymore. It's, shot stopping.
Yeah.
And
Well, I actually think
claiming
his
crosses.
kicking. I feel like his kicking is like. Oh,
At Christen 2,712 super chatted £4.99. I'm not letting Ineos off. They were willing to spend 65 meters on Semenyo this month. I expect a signing to get us over the line to get UCL football.
Well, I mean, is
who
that a
should
bit
they
of a
spend
problem,
65?
Flex?
Yeah. Who
Is
should?
that a bit of a problem?
Right. So there's
You know
65
that money's
million,
there.
right? Yeah. So there's 65 million pounds there because we wanted to spend that on Semenyo. Who can we get and who's available for 65 million pounds? Because remember when the whole Anton Semenyo thing was going on, we had to stress that it's about players that are available in January, available, allowed to move, willing to move, whatever you want to call it. So I get you, Kristen. There's money there. But it's still, then we're getting into the territory of make sure you spend that money on someone. And it's like, well, I hear that, but who? It has to be the right person. Elliot Anderson's not available for 65 million pounds last time we checked. Adam Wharton's not available for 65 million pounds. Iliman and Dye, Lil Yo-Yo's setting the eyes there. Could we get that? Maybe, but maybe that's not the priority. Maybe if we spend 65 million on him, he wasn't a top target. Semenyo was a top target from last year. They wanted to get him, but couldn't get him. Went for Mbrumo instead. Still wanted Semenyo. But I just think that we have to be careful that we don't go, well, you've got 65 million. Because I know you got it. So spend it. And you have to spend it on the right person. You have to, and I'm not sure that the right person is there on the 28th of January.
And also, I don't think it's like, sometimes with budgets where they say, look, it's going up to the end of the year and you got to use it or you lose it kind of situation. I don't think it's that with the 65 million. I don't think it's like, if we don't use this in January, we're not going to be able to use it again. You know what I mean? I do think it might have been taken from a bit like, the Belabor situation last summer where they go, it's taken from next year's. I reckon that 65 maybe. Was it taken from that? I don't know. Maybe it was just because, like I said, we've got that money to spend, but it's for the right person. But as Kristen says there, if you've got that money, maybe you go get, Ruben Neves or someone like that. But again, is that the right option for us long term? Is that going to be the right one? I would suppose if you're confident, maybe you're going to qualify for the Champions League. Maybe you do get Ruben Neves in thinking about next season, going, right, we're going to need a bigger squad next season. We're still going to go get, that 2 midfielders in the summer, but maybe you get Ruben Neves because this time next year, when you are juggling multiple competitions, maybe you do have, you know what I mean? You do need more than just the 2 midfielders we're going to get. Maybe you need to get another one as well, right? So I don't know. I do legitimately see the pros and cons of this one. I do see like the idea of, you could get to the end of the season being like, oh, I'll tell you what, we should have got that player in that could have got us over the line. But I also don't know if like people like Tyler Adams and that, I don't think they're getting us anywhere, you know what I mean, over the line or anything like that. Ruben Neves, maybe. It depends on the player. You know what I mean? I think
Neves
really
has got quality
that,
Neves has got the type of quality that if he was in our team, I would not be mad in any capacity. Like if he was starting instead of Casemiro, he'd give you a different skill set. Wouldn't be as good in the air and stuff like that, like header in and maybe getting goals from set pieces and stuff. But on the ball, he's secure. He's got great delivery. He can pass quite comfortably. He's got good range of passing. We know Ruben Neves. He's a good player. He's a very good player. And he's still operating, not a club level, but he's still operating at international level. It's not like he's washed and just gone Saudi and he's this forgotten man. Like he gets into the Portuguese squad, gets starts, plays. Very good player. So if you can get him, set pieces, brilliant. Well. So if you get him, I believe you're adding to the team. You know what I mean? The Douglas Luiz one was one. Even when he went to Forest, I was on loan for the season. I was like, fucking hell, why couldn't we have got him for a season-long loan? Then that loan has finished and he's gone back to Villa. Villa fans would be over the moon. Now, he didn't really get going under Sean Dyche at Forest.
Shimmy, y'all with a Douglas and a Douglas.
Correct. But bygones can be bygones, Well, actually, I say that. He's coming back as a Villa player again. So, no, he can go
Douglas.
He can F off. Yeah, he can F off now. But he's a good player. If you got him on loan, do you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be mad. I'm saying that's something, that's someone that can give us something. He's a good player. He's played in this league before, etc., etc. You know he's good. Villa fans did not want him to go. That was their PSR thing that made him have to go to Juve. He's had a nightmare there. Didn't work.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, went to Juve, didn't work. Came back, didn't quite work at Forest, and now he's back home. So like I said, players like that, cool. Do you know what I mean? But like people are saying, man, Tyler Adams and that, I ain't trying to see that. Man. João Gomez is all right.
Yeah.
If he's similar, like if they got him, but think about it, Wolves ain't gonna let him go on loan to the end of the season. That does nothing for them. They're about to go down. Certainly, they need. It's like, unless it was a loan with an obligation of 22 million or some shit like that. Like that's just going to weaken them when they know they're pretty much down already. They need to secure some money. I saw that they're potentially looking at maybe selling Jose Sarr. Forest have inquired, but they're talking about can they replace him, and the player that they're signing instead of, are they willing to drop down to the Championship? So it's difficult to get players out of Wolves unless you go, here's 25 million for this guy, here's 30 million, because then they're like, we need that money.
Because they're Strand Larsen might end up going to Palace. If Mateta ends up going to like Forest or something like that, there could be people moving around and all that kind of stuff. I think to your point, they'd certainly be open to selling players, but it's got to be for money. They don't do any loans.
Yeah, loan don't help them.
Strict obligation. You know what I mean? That kind of thing.
And even obligation, mate. We saw with Chelsea what can happen with those. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly.
We'll just pay the penalty, and we'll send João Gomez back to you in the Championship on all those big wages.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it ain't going to do nothing for them, man. It ain't. It really isn't.
We've got over 900 people watching. So if you haven't already, click the like button. We're over 200 likes. Let's see if we can get close to 500.
Come on,
and be sure to share the stream as always. We see if we can get
and we're on our way, guys.
Watching.
209,500 subscribers as well.
Yes.
Yes. We're on our way. Like, we was only on 207 and a bit the other week. Obviously, this last couple of games of the positivity and the vibes has been right up there. Me and KG last night, we did kind of start the show being like with a bit of a criteria agenda. Me and Owen always did a show. This was probably going to be last night's, but you know what it's like. Me and KG was like, you know what? Vibes. You know what I mean? And actually, I said it yesterday. I'll say it again, because I've even had more. The state of some of them Arsenal fans that are so happy that Dorgu's injured, sending me things saying, "Oh, karma, this is what you get for laughing at us." And mate, piss off, mate. You lot have had some of the worst injuries this year. Saka's ripped his hamstring in half and had to get surgery. So has Gabriel, I think. So has Kai Havertz, if I'm not mistaken. Honestly, not only that, I've seen, like I said, not all, but some of the Arsenal fans, with some of the stuff they've been trying to say towards Ahmad on social media has been nothing short of abhorrent and psychotic. I'm not going to lie. Like Ahmad, all Ahmad did, right, is just lightly take the piss. You know what I mean? In the same way that a lot of Arsenal players have done. Gabriel's done the same thing a bunch of times. You know what I mean? Or Martinelli's done the same thing a bunch of times. You win a big game against a rival and you give a bit on social media. You don't hurt anyone. You don't have to swear. You don't have to say anything about any kind of group or anything like that, right? You just have a little bit of banter, and then some of these Arsenal are like, right, I'm coming for him next time, and I don't care. Nothing's off limits. This, and this, and you go, you've just shown yourself to be again a psychotic piece of shit, because you want to talk about like family members and like his upbringing and this, that, and the other. What? Because he took the mick because he won a football game. Like, I know obviously this is a fan channel, but at the end of the day, like, I know everyone hates it when they hear this, but it is just a game. You know what I mean? It's not that deep. And at the same time, your players do it too. Your players have won games, gone on social media and given a bit, because guess what? When you win, you can do that. And when you lose, you've got to sit there and take it. That's how it works. Yeah, that's literally how it works. So some of them have taken it way too far. And I'm glad, to be fair, I did see some Arsenal fans sort of calling that out, being like, you're mental. Basically, insane. You lost the game. I've continued to keep winding them up. I've been on all the. I've been a proper shit house.
Well, Flex, I saw this. I was going to bring this up. And this is quite a good segue for this. I saw this morning. I haven't watched the clip. I just saw the title, and it said that you got and Robbie got very heated on Monday.
Oh, they changed that title. Wasn't that before?
Now, we obviously, because we didn't have the show yesterday, so I would like to sort of see to this and react to this because like I said, I only saw like the first 10 seconds and I did see Robbie getting very loud,
okay.
shall we say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As I said, I was going to come here and I was going to take all the. I've been getting punishment since yesterday.
No, it's not now.
And I was going to come in. I was going to
not
take it.
We're not finished.
Yeah, because you know what? and I can take it, as you guys know.
You can't.
Owen, pause. Well, the first thing is you can't take it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Anyone that's I can take it. Well, he's like, I'm not bothered. You might be a bit bothered.
But when I see this fraud come in here after
fraud,
you're a fraud.
Don't let him do it. Don't let him do it.
I'm going to get to him. I'm going to get to him,
He's
man.
calling me a
This
fraud.
little one game
he's
a
calling
week
me a
fraud,
fraud.
Frederick.
I told him what I was going to do to his team. I told him what I was going to do to his team, and I did it. The only fucking fraud in here is him.
Demonetized, of course.
I'm
Fraud.
sorry, no.
You know what's happening? No. You know what's a fraud?
No. How can I be a fraud?
You wore that jacket to the SJAs, didn't you?
Correct. This is what I told them.
That's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice. Yeah, it's nice.
Well remembered, though.
Fraud. I delivered.
Yeah.
I upheld my end of the bargain.
No. See, I've got him rattled.
No.
This guy's a fraud.
He's got you rattled.
This guy's a fraud.
Robbie.
This guy's a fraud.
Look, I've got him rattled. He's coming in going, I was going to come here today and I was going to take it. I got no problem taking it as well. The only thing I'm waiting for is his hands to come up like Trump. You know what I mean? I can take it. I can take it really well. You know, we're the best team ever. We probably have the best season anyone's ever seen.
Fraud, right?
No, this
Come
You're
in and
exposing yourself.
I asked
what
you
you
yesterday.
really are.
This is insane.
I asked you yesterday, right?
Terrible behavior.
I asked you yesterday a simple question. If this guy carries on winning
no,
to
I ain't telling
he
you
will
that.
answer.
Why is he carrying around a picture of Carrick with him as well?
No. I brought those. I brought those.
Oh, good. I was going to say.
Yeah.
Bring your
Yeah.
tormentor around with you.
Deflecting.
We're
You're
not doing this.
deflecting.
I'm not deflecting
This
by
is-
Don't let
nothing.
him
You're
do this.
deflecting.
As I said,
This
Don't
is
let
not
him
about
do this.
asking Flex about Michael
Hey,
Cameron.
yeah, hold
told
the way.
me,
This is about
yeah.
holding
Hold the
it.
way.
He told me, oh, we got this man. We got that man. You can't do this. Why you got this chest? You're deluded. I said, Robbie, listen to me. I said, it ain't going to be like Man City. I understand this is going to be a hard game.
You talk.
Yeah, and then you know, he said,
Like the
what are you
gym,
gonna do?
this.
He said,
They
what are you
going
gonna do?
hard,
I said, we're
always
gonna double up on your wing. He's going, what are you gonna do? Play with 22? No,
Yeah.
no, I'm not gonna play with 22.
Yeah.
I'm gonna beat you with 11. And then I said, you know what we're gonna do, Robbie? Forget all of this stuff. Yeah, we're playing games here. I'm going to do what it takes to win the game. That's what I said. I gave you an own goal. You've done your little jing bang crap little corner kick routine. But from open play, I told you, we're not scared. Nobody's scared of you anymore. That's what it is. I said Liverpool went there, they stunk it out, they got a draw.
Ream
I'm looking at
silent now.
Liverpool, ain't great. Man City went there, stunk it out, got a draw. You went to Forest, got a draw. So I said, hold on a minute, why can't my team then?
Hold on a minute.
Why can't my team? And then I said, furthermore, why can't we beat you? And then I said, furthermore, we will beat you.
We will.
So then we get to the Monday, with all of that happening, and I'm the fraud.
Look at Robbie
Make it
in the
make sense.
background.
Make it make
Makes
sense.
sense.
Robbie in the
Listen,
background.
The reason why you're a fraud, right? The reason why you're a fraud, right? Jumping up. Give back the laptop.
You're not going to lick it out.
Lick down what? Right?
It's so
And you
bad,
unplug
you
it.
know.
You
If you
cannot.
carry on with this,
You can't.
if you carry on, yeah, I'm going to shut the whole thing down.
Bro,
We will boycott.
nobody, Robbie, you have to understand.
Can't
He-
call him a fraud.
He left it all on the line.
Let me finish,
He
right?
left it all on the line.
Let me
He's not
finish.
going to
As
win.
I said, right? As I said,
lad, and it paid
as I said, yesterday I was being very humble to him after the
No,
game.
you wasn't. You refused to apologise then as
He
well.
wasn't
on.
being humble after the game. What's he talking about?
I was going
Yesterday I was
mad.
being very humble after the game. What? What?
I said you refused to
What are we
apologise then
talking
as well,
about?
bro.
Yeah, refuse. Everyone's got a game plan till they get punched in the face.
Exactly.
Didn't really have a bit of a game plan there, did he? You know what I mean?
I was
But, all right.
so.
Hold on.
No, you wasn't humble.
Hold on.
Hold
Hold on.
Hold
You
on,
can have a
wait a
heart
You're
minute.
lying.
Hold on.
I was being very
I
humble
actually
to
got a
him.
headache. Has anyone got ibuprofen? I actually need some.
Yesterday after the game, I was being
Making
very.
me mad.
Get the back.
Yesterday,
This is not for the cameras. This is actually real life.
Get
I'm
the
actually mad.
bag.
yesterday after the game, I was being very humble to him. Yeah, right. I admitted how poor we was. I admitted how good Man United was. I gave him a lot of credit and a lot of props there.
He didn't though. You know what I mean? Because
He was
in
weird.
the
I couldn't
post-match
believe
thing,
how bad we was. I couldn't believe how much
It was-
space we gave you.
it was exactly. It was always both. It was Arsenal played really badly, but we gave you a lot of space in midfield. You know what I mean? And it's always a but. You know, but we gave you a lot more
Yeah.
mistakes. You know, what are we doing in January? You know, all that kind of stuff.
Then at the end, he asked me for apology. I said, no, bro, I'm not apologizing, but big you up. You guys done well, everything like that. But then I see this guy taking off his jacket, posing with a Man United shirt in front of the Emirates Stadium and all.
Yes.
And then I said, nah,
yes.
you're taking this too far now, right?
You
man have been stinking out the place
sorry,
all
Rob,
season.
Rob.
And hey, hold on.
You're
I don't want to hear.
Wait a minute. So he's doing this. 3:37. If I just rewind it to the start of the video once again.
Right, as I said, I was going to come here and I was going to take all the. I've been getting punishment since yesterday.
No, it's not enough.
And I was going to come in. I was going to take it.
We're not finished.
Yeah, because you know what?
He's going to take
and
it.
I can take it, as you guys know.
He can take it.
But when I see the
Remember, he can take it. He can take it. That's what he said. I can take it.
all season.
Rob.
Hey, hold on. I don't want to hear from you. We're not talking relegation right now.
Ridiculous
We're
behaviour.
not really talking relegation right now.
You
Right?
lot run up and down this high street doing the Gulcares thing.
This is mad.
Celebrate.
This is mad.
Up
and down this street.
You?
Hey, listen, when
Let them have their moment.
I won at the Old Trafford earlier on this season, I wasn't posing outside their stadium with no
Listen, it
shirt.
might work for you.
Right? So I'm
Because
saying,
you couldn't, because you didn't even.
With no shirt.
Yeah, but then I got angry then because I was like, you couldn't flex and do all that because you didn't even think he was going to win. You got moved to, you got lucky to get the fucking 3 points. So you just went left with your tail between your legs. That's what you did. I came there and told you we was going to fucking win and put chest into it. So I can flex outside your stadium and wind your fans up with my Man United shirt outside. Yes, I can.
Oh my god, that is funny, Flex. I'm not gonna lie, that is funny. I mean, you get the gist.
I had to have two bottles of water. My head started pounding. I needed ibuprofen and water. I was actually like my head was on Mars because I thought, hold on a minute, he's actually being serious. When he called me a fraud, that was the one that tricked. Like I was like, are you taking the piss?
Yeah,
fraud.
Well,
fraud
and also
means fake. Fraud means like you're pretending to be something that you're not. I was everything I said I was going to be. Victorious, bro. 3-point collector. You leaving the stadium scratching your head where you can't believe what happened. I laid out exactly how the game was going to go. I'm everything but a fraud. You're literally, but he did it on purpose. And to be fair, that bit worked. That bit worked because he when in hindsight, he did not rattle me. He did make me lose my shit because you can't call me a fraud. But by doing that, he's not made himself look good. He's not.
No, he hasn't. It was funny. It was.
I was on his neck, bro. Honestly, and it's going to continue on Friday. KG's got the battle now.
Good. Yeah. Something else I do want to discuss as well. There was a piece for The Athletic written by Andy Mitten that went up this morning, and it's not so much sort of insider information or anything like that. It's more just kind of a discussion point. It's about Harry Maguire. He's called it the Manchester United and the Harry Maguire conundrum. Basically, his overarching point is that we know that his contract's up in the summer and he's one of the highest earners at the club, but he's playing regularly at the moment, isn't he? And when he's coming back into the team, we're playing well. So the question is, and this is the conundrum, I suppose, in general, is what do you do with Harry Maguire this summer, right? He can't stay for what he's currently on, which I think is like 190K a week, something like that. This is still the contract that he signed when he signed for Manchester United in the first place. We know he would want to stay, but he can't stay on what he's on. What do you do? What do you do? And if he is to take a pay cut, which you would think he would have to stay, how much would he have to take? Do you think?
I was talking about this yesterday. I think,
but no thanks. You just move on.
You know what I'm like about let's not be sentimental, like, you know, the Casemiro thing. I was like, no, come on, guys. Listen, Warrior, great. It's time to say goodbye. And I was with that with Harry Maguire as well, I'll be honest. I have changed my mind on Harry Maguire. I have. I think money-wise, if you can get him down...
Surprise me.
Yeah, exactly. I do you know why? Do you know why? Because I think that if you... Have we got an option to... Oh, no, we can't extend because it'll be the same money, innit?
Because we used the option.
Yeah,
we used the option, yeah.
We've used the option, so it would just be he'll go for free in the summer.
Yeah.
I think if you can renegotiate him, I don't think he's a player. I think he's a player with the greatest of respect who just really wants to continue being a Man United player. To say that he is, to be at the top level as high as he can, as long as he can, even if he's not the automatic starter. I think with the Casemiro one, I think we had to be careful, obviously, because his drop-off in wages is so much bigger. Probably ain't going to do it. You know what I mean? It's too much. But I think Harry Maguire, in terms of the influence of the squad, is there. He's coming in at the moment and still being the dominant centre half. Let's have it right. Like, he is still being the dominant centre half. Now, yes, if De Ligt didn't get injured, maybe De Ligt would have been in this fine form at this period. I'm not going to forget about how good he's been, actually, because he's been excellent. But Harry Maguire has been consistent when he's come in. And we've got two centre-backs that we're building for the future. You've got the project of heaven. You've got the project that we spent a lot of money on in Lenny Yoro, by the way. You've got De Ligt still, who's a top centre-half, but he's, there's some injuries there, like Mark says there, injury-prone. And you've got Leacher, who is, great on the ball. Defensively can be good. Other times can get exposed, but he's a good player. But he's had 2 big injuries as well. And I just think, actually, now we're at a position as well where we don't play 3 centre-backs as well. We're going to be in a formation where we only need 2 to start. So the other 2 are always fresh, or there's 3 even, really. And I just think we have so much money to spend in midfield, wingers now. We need to go and get a thoroughbred left winger, you'd say, maybe. I just think go and spend the money there. If you can renegotiate him and not have to spend a massive... Because to replace Harry Maguire right now, depending on what it looks like, you could go and get, like I said, where's our Mosquera? Where's the 25 million kid from Valencia where you can bring him in? Or where's the Malik Tiao? He's 24. Like, do you know what I mean? But that might cost the same as keeping Harry Maguire, where he knows what he's doing for another year or 2. So I'd try and keep him.
Joe Blackman, you're on crack. 190 is not fine for Harry Maguire.
That's not
190k, that is not fine for Harry Maguire.
Joe, chill, bro.
Yeah, that is definitely.
Oh, I was going to say, Wes.
At Halilite 2,754 super chatted £5. He lost the captaincy, got benched, booed by both club and country fans, kept his head down, not a word on social media, got back in the team. Respect.
Look, and that is when it comes to
you do need
Maguire,
people like that around.
The overarching story is certainly one of redemption for Harry Maguire. No doubt about that, in terms of came into the team, very quickly became a captain at a time there were no leaders, then got leadership questions. And ironically enough, when he's not been the captain, you've kind of realized actually what a leader he is, because anyone you talk to in and around Manchester United will say that, that he's great to be around, great for the club, is a legitimate leader. And now we're at the point where we're kind of happy to see him in the team. God, I'll tell you what, we need Maguire today. It's great.
You need him in there, yeah. And it'd be the same like that to the end of the season too.
Yes, and I think he'll have a role to play till the end of the season. But I think this is one of those ones where I think people need to understand how football operates. This idea of just give him another year. What if he goes, I don't want to take a year contract. I want to find the same situation in a year's time. He'll want at least a couple of years, 2 years, maybe 3 years. He's 33 in March as well, which is something you need to consider. Would he take a pay cut to stay at Manchester United? Probably. You probably would. How much of a pay cut would he take? I'd be looking for him to be coming down to like these kind of numbers here, to be honest with you, like the sort of 120s, 100s.
Because his experience and stuff. He'd take that.
Experience and all that kind of stuff. Maybe you can get him down to, like All Elite says, 90 with bonuses. Fair. Then I would say yes, but anything close to what he's currently on, I would be like, no.
It wouldn't be. But they wouldn't do that. One thing about Ineos, what we have said, is they have brought that down. They have worked on bringing that down. There's no way they're gonna do that for 100 for Harry Maguire. And then you just give him a 2-year deal, and then maybe you put an option in there. But you give him to see how he's doing at the end of that, and then you can preserve the value if you really want to get rid of him for like at the end of that for like 5, 6, 7, 8 million, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think you try to keep him. You try to negotiate and try to get on the right page. If you're on the right page, he won't do damage to the team. That's what I'm saying. Man United won't be worse with him staying. Definitely.
Yeah, and look, this was something that we spoke about on Trafford Talk last week. So we know Casemiro's going. Bruno might go as well. There is also this feeling of, you can't lose all of your experienced players in one summer, because that really can upset you.
Yeah, it hurts
your squad balance. You know what I mean? You can obviously Casemiro go in, right time to go, wages. Yep, totally agree. But that is a loss in terms of presence and experience at the club. So you don't want to lose all of your leaders straight away at a time which, you might not have them, and you are hopefully going to be in more competition. So if a deal can be worked out where it's less, then I would say keep him. If it's anywhere close to what he's currently on, then I would say no. I'm still on the kind of the mindset of kind of just let him go anyway, because I just think the time's sort of kind of up.
Do we need a centre back? Do we need to buy a centre back?
Well, if he goes, then if he goes, we definitely do. Like people are saying, it is a bit of a concern about the Delict thing, isn't it? You know, that
a lot of injuries,
small injury, and then he's sort of disappearing. I'd be much more comfortable if Lenny Yoro hadn't had maybe the dip in form. Not to say that I've lost faith in Yoro, because I just haven't lost faith in Yoro.
At WJ Barrett super chatted £4.99. Bruno wants 400k. Harry will want 190k. If we get in the CL, we have to evolve. The players are already here. We've got to change. Get Baleba, Elliot.
Labour and Elliot. I said maybe change.
Yeah, and I think, but
Bruno wants 400k. Bruno wants 400k. I don't know about that.
I don't know about that. I mean, look, he's already on 300, and it's going to be a new contract, his last contract, so it probably go up though. To be honest, let's be real. But again, maybe it might take Casemiro's wage and just be on the 350, and then the 300 will go away. I don't know. But I think that we have to look at it all round. Yeah, I don't think it necessarily means it has to be that if you keep Harry Maguire, again, it doesn't have to tie into get Baleba and get Watt and get like. You can keep Harry Maguire and still get that. I don't think it needs to be, 190 if we get Champions League. But then you tell him no. Then you say, sorry, Harry, no, that's not what we're doing. And I personally, I think Harry Maguire's thing will be about the length of the contract rather than I'm worth more than that. Unless they take the piss. You know what I mean? Obviously, in my opinion, I know you could say, whatever, tell him go suck eggs or whatever. It has to be 100 minimum. At minimum. Yeah, right, because of where he's been in his career, how long he's been here, his role at the club, his experience. It's going to be 100, and it's a new contract. It's going to be, and he's taking a big wage cut. He ain't going to accept under 100 grand. But also, Man United need to play on it and go, well, all right, Harry, you love Man United, you want to be here, you want to be a Man United player, which he does. He does love the club. He's passionate. He's strong. He's loyal. But what do your options look like? Because you're not going to get this anywhere else. As well,
no, exactly.
You're never going to get 108 grand. Will give you a week.
Yeah,
I'm worth more than that. Where are you going to go? Where you're going to get over 100 grand a week if it ain't Saudi? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Where could he go somewhere and get over 100 grand a week? Maybe.
At Red Bear and 2,455 super chatted £5.
Shattered.
Kuna, Bruno, Luke Shaw, Kuna, Bruno. I love this song. You guys checked it out? I loved our 1-2s under Carrick Brazilian football.
Isn't it amazing that under Carrick suddenly we can kind of now pass?
Mad, just bopping. 2 games in a row. The commentator, just by following what's gone on, they have to. It's so quick. They have to follow it by Cunha to Bruno to Dorgu to Cobby to Bruno to. You have if you're telling the story of the game, it's so quick in the rondo thing. You have to explain it like that. There's no other way to explain it.
Yeah. And this is the same team that like 2 weeks ago couldn't pass the ball 5 yards square. Now they can do 1-2s, volley in the top corner. Just
then there's that other tip of them like playing fucking head tennis. They were, Casemiro's headed it up. Ahmad took a little flick around the corner. It was crazy. And in the lead up in the Man City game, I forgot when Cobby dropped that shoulder on Semenyo. Like the lead up to that happening, where we just played out, was just bop. We were olaying. Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy times. Crazy times.
Yeah. Crazy.
So there you go.
But yes, on the Maguire thing, depends, because you have to weigh up about, even if you offered him a lesser deal, maybe to your point, you can find a centre back that can take less wages and can do Maguire's job. And that's younger as well. You have to weigh it up.
Exactly, because if you can get good. Exactly. That's why I don't mind either way. I'm not saying it's a disgrace if he stays. I'm saying I wouldn't be mad if he does. If it's all about who you replace him with, innit, and what you do instead of. So if you say no, thank you, Harry, for your services, we believe in this, and you come back with Malik Thiaw for 24 million, and he's 24 years of age, and he's all right. He looks strong, he looks quick, he looks powerful. Everyone forgets. As long as it's like, if he's not physically dominant and can't win headers.
At Lily Oyo _ super chatted £4.99. Super chat. rolling on the floor laughing emoji, rolling on the floor laughing emoji,
I
rolling
was
on
gonna
the
say it
floor
3
laughing
times.
emoji. Really wanted to try that. Rolling on the floor laughing emoji, rolling on the floor laughing emoji, super chat, super chat.
Believe.
At Rekal Brown Amory 3509 super chatted £5. Big up guys. Love the way he gave it to Robbie. Rolling on the floor laughing emoji. Rolling on the floor laughing emoji.
It's brilliant,
That
isn't it?
thing's funny, man. That thing's funny. That thing's funny because of the way it just reads out like funny stuff. Red
Yeah,
Barrow
it
says,
takes the things.
Little Yo-Yo, stop super chatting. Stop super chatting.
Super chatting, yes.
Yeah.
But what is
stop.
good is like we don't have to keep up with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just happen.
They just
You know what I mean?
interject the show. They say, stop. I like it.
Yeah,
I
then you
like
just,
it.
yeah,
It's
then you
the
read it
way
and go
forward.
back. Yeah,
It's the way
yeah,
forward.
yeah.
Guys, have a good
And there's
day.
loads of different accents you can get, by the way, for them. There's
Oh, we'll
loads
start
of
switching up the different
voices.
accents then.
Oh
start
yeah,
switching up.
I can get loads of different
Yeah.
voices. This one's called
Keep them.
Brian. This one's called Brian.
Okay.
There's like I can get Irish voices. I can get
Don't
South
press
African
it now.
voices.
Just change it up for different shows, so it's new voices.
Yeah, for different shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can get a Welsh one. Yeah, get loads. Yeah,
Love that.
yeah.
Zuta says,
Yeah.
promise I'm straight, but man, Flex is looking hot.
Just because you put the hat back on, mate.
Yeah, it is warm in here.
Yeah.
It is warm in here. All right, people, big up. Enjoy your day. Keep doing what you need to do. Troll, annoy Arsenal fans. They're playing tonight, so they'll do the whole, they're watching us play football while they're all sitting at home twiddling their thumbs. They've had their day out at Wembley, those United fans. Let them say all that. Just keep annoying them. You know, I've been in there. Arteta's doing that positive vibe thing. He goes, oh, yeah, we're fine. Just going to play with a lot more freedom now and courage. So hopefully the fans follow us because we're going that way with all the courage. Yeah. Just, obviously he's got to say that, but, they're all happy and straight, So, we'll see. We'll see how much courage they play with from here on out. Yeah,
we'll see. Yeah.
Right, guys. Big up to yourself. Smash a like on the video. We'll see you soon. Take care.